Sheesh. Degrees Celsius up in the north, and also 1,000 cars trodde det var ett flygplan. My man. Vi testar igen. As the winter comes around, RC pilots are notorious for hiding in the warm houses and building beautiful balsa airplanes. But I can't build balsa airplanes, and also that's kind of boring. And as Sweden is experiencing And as Sweden is experiencing a record-breaking winter with temperatures going down to minus 44 degrees Celsius up in the north, and also 1,000 cars getting stuck on the road thanks to some trucks using F1 tires in the winter, I thought it would be the perfect time to come out here into the winter weather and try out some winter RC flying. But first, to cut back to future me explaining why, well, flying in winter condition isn't that smart. I've actually made a little list here of all of our concerns for today. The first one is LiPos, because the batteries we use do get affected quite a lot by the temperature, and from what I read, there shouldn't be any problem with discharge and storage. However, if you were to charge a cold battery, that will lead to rapid and permanent damage. So it should theoretically be fine.
It's going to explode, and here it goes! Whoa! Whoa!
Although that's a little bit worrying. Then we have airframe. This plane is made out of foam and plastics, and apart from these materials getting more brittle in the cold, apart from this, the metal push rods and plastic linkages on the control surfaces might expand or contract different amounts, which can lead to the plane de-trimming itself. So there's the possibility of the plane flying all crooked because, well, all the control surfaces would have been turned. Then we have the possibility of water damage. Of course, the snow can melt on the components, and these planes are not submarines. That's a problem. But it isn't just negative things, there is also positive thing, just like with full-scale aviation. Colder air is more dense, which, well, it both makes more lift from the wings, and we can perhaps even get more thrust from the engine as well because of this denser air. So yeah, interesting to see whatever happens out there. Enough of me rambling, let's get the plane ready. After putting the batteries on charge, I managed to do the unthinkable. I dropped the plane upside down on the tail fin, so it broke off. That's a good start when you're going out flying. But hey, I mean, there's nothing hot glue can fix, right? So I searched up a video of RC model reviews and followed his advice on how to glue an airplane, and it seemed fine. I mean, the tail was straight and it seemed to be durable enough for flying. Although quite sketchy, I gotta admit that. Of course, for some reason, the saved model in the transmitter somehow disappeared, and well, I even doubt if there ever was one, but I had to reprogram and reconnect all the servos in the airplane, which took a while. But after that, everything was done. Flying. Right, we're currently at this frozen lake. I think it's about minus 10 degrees. I was actually expecting around minus 18. But I'm not complaining. Actually, this makes it a little bit easier. The winds are currently really calm, so I mean, if we can get the plane up in the air, we can get some good flying in. Let's get a battery in this thing. One thing I read on the RC group was that when you're flying in winter, you have to keep your batteries warm. So therefore, I have them here in my inner pocket. Okay, we are connected. Well, as you guys can see, the hatch is actually held in by a magnet, and well, since I haven't put everything in that good, it is janky, but the magnet is pretty strong, so I am trusting it with holding on to the hatch. No, the battery lead came out. That's why you should use a throttle cut. Yeah, I think this is pretty much what we're doing. CG is a little bit too far forward, but we're gonna go with it anyways. Yeah. Right, the moment of truth. I would say there's about a 50-50% chance that this thing flies, and the other 50% is that I throw it too bad and it will crash into the ice. Let's just see what happens. Well, that was just a little sketchy. Wow. Was that on timer? Det var inte så smart. Det var inte så bra. And that's a pretty good landing if you ask me. Well, my nose is about to fall off, but other than that, I think that went pretty well actually. It felt like she was turning. Okay, there's 1 minute left on the clock, but I don't know what I put the timer on before, so that doesn't say that much. But hey, the plane seems to be in one piece. Well, let's head over here and check the battery voltage real quick. God damn. There's a lot of snow inside of the aircraft. That's interesting. Well, actually, there is a hole under the aircraft to, I guess, get some airflow into the easy compartment. It's right here. Yeah, I mean that's what happened here. Winter flying, am I right? I think I have a voltage. No, not battery tester. Here in my pocket, the moment of truth. I don't think we drained all that much. I'm guessing at about 3.8 volt per cell, perhaps 9898 and 97. So, well, not much at all. We can actually fly again with this pack. That might be a little stupid though. So let's change out to the other pack, but fly for a little bit longer this time. But yeah, everything is fine right now, except for my nose and, well, my hands are starting to freeze up as well. But other than that, I think it's going pretty well. There's still snow in here. Actually, I was expecting snow to getting into the air intakes, into the EDF, but that didn't happen. As you can see, my hands are already turning red, which is a little bad perhaps, but you know, left hand doesn't need as much coordination as the right hand when it comes to this thing. Actually, it doesn't have a rudder, so we might be pretty well off. Okay, the timer was at the 5 minutes, so that was a 4-minute flight you saw earlier, and we drained, well, 0.2 volts per cell, which isn't a lot. So in theory I should be able to fly for around 8 minutes, and that would mean we're getting down to about 3.8, 7.5, somewhere around that. Alright, 6 minutes on the clock. We have a new battery in the plane. Sun is setting, but
Du borde byta kamerabatteri.
borde vi? Sheesh. Sådär. Åh, jag har ingen känsel. Hejsan, hejsan. Gud vad skuttar. Elsa. Hon får ju inte äta upp flygplanet. Det blir inte så kul. Titta vilket fint spår vi har här. Alright, that's it. I finished up the second flight. My hands are way too cold to check what the battery voltage is. I'll put it on screen somewhere. Yeah, beautiful sky. Okay, let's wrap this up. Is flying in cold weather actually stupid? Well, at least in my opinion, no, not at all. I mean, it was really fun, and I'd imagine it'd be even more fun if you had a plane with, say, floats or even skis, because just landing on the snow was just perfect. As far as I know, nothing got damaged. I mean, the battery seems to be as good as new, no puffing, no swelling, no nothing. The airframe is all intact, and I mean, apart from, well, the plane drifting a little bit to the left and perhaps I lost some performance, but overall, I mean, I had no problems flying in the cold, really. It's a little funny to me that we worry so much about the plane and the batteries, but in the end, it was my hands and my nose that gave up first. My nose is about to fall off. My hands are already turning red. Oh, jag har ingen känsel. It's a little bad perhaps, but my hands are way too cold. So if you're one of those people sitting at home right now waiting for the summer, perhaps think twice. Flying in the winter can actually be really fun. But now, watch this cat. Goodbye.